Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alicia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. You know, you go through life and you believe that the people that you surround yourself with, that they have your best interest at heart, right? That they are about, your happiness and accepting you and loving you for who you are and what you're about and how you show up and what you can give and how you love and all of those things. And there are situations in life that will happen that either you look at them and you go, see, I'm not worth it and I'm not good enough. And, people don't love me and, I'll never have my tribe and, those sorts of things. Or you look at it and you go, no, fuck you. Fuck this. If you're going to be in my life, if I'm going to allow you in my life, if I'm going to give to you what I have to give as a friend, as a lover, as your mom, as your wife, whatever it is, then this is what I need. This is what I expect. This is what being in my world means. And I had a situation that happened that really not only rocked me to my core, but it brought to light what I will and will not accept and how I will show up, but what I expect from the people in my life and how they show up and what they bring. And I created this soul vow that the people in my life, were going to fit, if you will, this vow that I have to myself, these standards that I have for the people in my life, or they're not going to be there, period. And people mistake that when you create, standards and these respect levels of the people that are in your life and what you expect of them, that it's just an expectation and that you need to let that go. And that, if you really want to build deep relationships with people, you can't have expectations. Like, hold on. There are different levels of expectations. I can have expectations in how you treat me and the value that you add to my life and how we honor and how each other and how I value you and how I respect you and how I honor you. I can have expectations for that. And if it doesn't match and that energy isn't there, it's okay to say, you know what, this isn't going to work for us. So I wanted to kick off season 2 with my soul vow to myself and for those that are close to me. These are my standards and my boundaries. These are my expectations. And to me, this is what it takes for the people in my life for us to have those close bonds, right? Like, if we're not going to have a close bond, then this doesn't really apply to you, right? If you're just some acquaintance where it doesn't really matter, this doesn't apply to you. But if you want to be close with me, you want to build something with me, I created this for myself. My entire life, of no matter how much I grow and change, people put my flaws in a spotlight and then they use them as a reason to detach, to walk away, and to not be my friend anymore. They do it after I've poured so much into them and into our relationship. We all have faults and flaws. Some are major compared to others. It's because we're human. Not one of us are perfect in how we show up in life. There's bitchiness, there's assholeness. There are things that each other is going to do or say or maybe has done or said that have hurt each other's feelings or triggered demons in the other person, which are not that person's burden to bear or to fix. It's not for the one who has the demons to put on someone else. I'm clear on what my standards and boundaries are with the people in my life, or people I let into my life on a close level. So I wanted to share them with you. I accept and love you as the whole you, flaws and all, with full understanding and respect that there are going to be things you say and do that I don't agree with or that hurt me. It's important to me that I'm loved as the whole me, flaws and all, with full understanding and respect that there are going to be things that I say and do that you don't agree with or that hurt you. I will show up physically and emotionally for you in whatever capacity is needed to help you feel supported as a person in my life that I love. It's important to me that you too show up physically and emotionally for me in whatever capacity is needed to help me feel supported as a person in your life that you love. I understand that we may have disagreements, and there will be situations where we both will have the choice to take ownership and step up or not, and it will be our choice at that time. In these disagreements, I will always talk it out and do my best to be understanding and considerate of your feelings and where you're coming from so that we can come to a common ground and grow forward. I commit to not asking you to change, apologize for who you are, or be someone you're not, as I truly do love you for you. This right here is of utmost importance to me and how people are with me. I don't want to be asked to change, apologize for who I am, or be someone I'm not. And I want to truly be loved for me. That means that in order for us to move forward, there needs to be an understanding that I'm not changing for anyone to be a part of my life or me theirs. This doesn't mean I won't grow and change. I work hard on a daily basis on the things that are important to me to change. We will have momentary, sporadic bitchiness or attitudes when our life or even day has been flipped upside down. So it's important that we do our best to lean into those with love, respect, and understanding. I want to be close with those who can see me at my worst with no filter, feeling all my feelings, my full passion, just letting it out. This love, this bond we have to me is for best and worst, not conditional. So I write this to help you understand what being my good friend or my love means. It means all of me, the amazing, the loving, the deep, the bad, the ugly, the worst of me at horrible times in my life, the best of me at the best of times in my life. I don't want good friends who pick and choose when they show up. I don't want partners or lovers or people who pick and choose when they show up. Just as I don't pick and choose with them, it's a standard I set for myself. I love all of you, or I won't ever be a close friend with you. It's important to me that we actually be here for each other to work through what we're going through in our lives. I've said my piece with this message and have already made my peace with whatever you decide. I just can't move forward until I know that you understand, respect, and honor my standards that I have for me and my close people. So as you can tell, that was a message that I sent to someone after a disagreement and an issue had happened. And basically, I didn't give you any context before that because I wanted you to hear my soul vow first. The context was this person was literally putting on me something that was their own demon, their own past issues with someone else, and trying to make it my burden, telling me that because I was acting like this person, that they had a problem with me. And the truth is, there's always going to be similar personalities with people around you, of people that you have released in your life. It's just how those people around you show up and deal with that. Like, the comparison was an unfair comparison. The way I was being treated was an unfair way that I was being treated. The way that I was being shut out and almost like ridiculed for who I am, and basically saying, like, if you're going to be bitchy, or if you're going to have an attitude, or if you're going to act anything like this other person in my life, that's not okay with me. And so it was like this energy coming from this person that I needed to change who I was in order for them to feel comfortable with the shit that they hadn't grown through. Oh, hold the fuck up. Let's wait a fucking minute here. You haven't grown through the shit of your past. It is not my burden or my job to edit myself so that you feel comfortable because you didn't do the hard fucking work. Right? So I wrote that vow for myself and anybody who comes into my life that I build a deep bond with, and for that person and people to remain in my life. The good news is that they are still in my life today. We are the closest of friends, love them dearly. However, it took a come to Jesus meeting and clear understanding of my standards and boundaries, and creating this clear vow for myself of what I would and would not allow in the people in my life, no matter how much I love them. So the one thing I want to ask you, and we're gonna dive deep this season. We're gonna get deep. There's a lot in that vow that I'm going to pull out, and there are going to be podcast episodes about it because it's huge. So what I have to ask you is, how many times have somebody in your life had their own demons that they put on you, and you felt like it was your ownership and a need for you to change in order for them to feel comfortable? How many times have you taken that on as your responsibility when it was not yours to own? You see, the second you take on something like that as if it is yours, now it is yours. When you look at that person, you go, oh, hold the fuck on. Yeah, we got some similarities because, humans are humans. But let's be real. I'm here for you all the time. I show the fuck up for you. I'm a phenomenal friend. I have massive emotional support for you. I have the most respect for you. I honor you. Like, there are all these other things that are there, although you see similar personality traits to people that you haven't liked in the past. What's happening after that similar personality trait? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's very important that you don't take ownership over demons that other people haven't worked through, because that's huge. If they haven't worked through that, they're going to put it on you and want you to do the work to make them feel better. Oh, no, that's not how this works. If you have shit that you haven't let go of and the demons inside of you, and you're being triggered that way, you need to go to fucking work to clear that out. That is not someone else's job. And if you're listening to this episode thinking, I don't ever have people like that in my life, you're that person. Because it's either you or there's other people like that, right? Because humans are humans, and most people are not doing the work that needs to be done to grow through the shit that they were dealt in life to become the person that they were meant to be, so that they can take that knowledge and that information and put it back out into the world for good and to help people. What ends up happening is that it gets spit back out into complete shit. So it's my mission through the Soulfire podcast and Soul Healing Zone, my company, to help women and people and children understand that your demons, your traumas, the shit that you've been through, it's not anybody else's burden. It's not anybody else's job. It's not the work of anybody else that they need to do for you. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Do you long to break free from the chains that are holding you back? Then it's time to get your shit together and rediscover the incredible woman that you are within. Introducing my Get Your Shift Together Soul Camp, which is a life-changing training designed specifically for women who are ready to release what's been weighing them down and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. In this transformative soul camp, you're going to learn powerful techniques, gain valuable insights, and connect with a community of like-minded women who are all on the same path to reclaiming their true selves. This soul camp will guide you through a series of eye-opening exercises and thought-provoking discussions, helping you uncover your hidden potential and embrace a life filled with purpose and authenticity. I want you to picture a life where self-doubt fades away, replaced by unwavering confidence. Imagine letting go of the past pain and stepping into a future filled with joy and fulfillment. That's exactly what Get Your Shift Together is all about. Together, we're going to explore those barriers that's been holding you back, address the limiting self-beliefs that have been keeping you small, and empower you to take bold steps towards creating the life you truly desire. So don't miss this opportunity to join a community of women who are committed to their growth, healing, and transformation, because this Get Your Shift Together Soul Camp is completely free. It's 100% free, so there's no reason to wait. All you need to do is go into the show notes, click the link, and save your spot 100% free so that you can unlock the doors to a life of freedom, self-expression, and unbridled happiness. So again, click the link in the show notes and get signed up for the free Get Your Shift Together Soul Camp. And vice versa. It's not the work that you need to do for them. They got to stand on their own 2 feet. They got to go on their own soul journey. They got to do that work. Are you by their side? I don't know. It depends on if they're strong enough to own their shit, or if they're so weak that they think that you have responsibility for it. And if you're the person, or they're the person that caused the traumas and demons in you, or you in them, then that's a whole other conversation, right? For the sake of this episode and what I'm talking about here, though, when you create a soul vow for yourself of these standards and boundaries that not only you are holding other people to, but you're holding yourself to, then it becomes very clear how much energy and time you're going to put into the people that are in your life. If you don't have these standards and boundaries there, and you don't have a soul vow with yourself, and it isn't clear how you show up for others at this level and how you want them to show up for you at the same level, if you will, but it's going to be adjusted. And I'll explain that in just a second. But if you don't have that, it just ends up being cyclic bullshit, right? Cyclic craziness. You end up having the friend that's constantly complaining about the same shit over and over and over in their life and nothing changes. And then that's your friend, but you don't get that support and you don't get that help because there is no standard and boundaries there. There isn't that standard and that boundary, that standard of like, if I'm there for you and I show up for you and I give into you when you need that support and help, I am expecting that when I am at my bad time, my worst time, and I'm not showing up the best version of me, that you're going to be there for me too. That's not going to be the moment where you attack me. That's not going to be the moment where you decide I'm too much. That's not going to be the moment where you judge me, right? Because I was there for you and I supported you and I loved you through it and I was understanding when you were going through your shit. So my standard is that you'll do that for me. And my boundary is that if you don't, I'm the fuck out. Because I'm not going to show up and give people in my life what they need to feel full. And when it turns around where I need that support and help, that they just don't show up. As a Taurus, we're very stubborn. We're very independent. We've got this. We can do it all on our own. Fuck you. We don't need your help, but we want you here. We want you to know that we love you, but we're not really going to pour that into you. And we're going to keep you at arm's length because we've got ourselves until we don't. And then when we don't, we tend to have a whole bunch of people around us that are never there for us. They don't know how to be. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. So they just don't show the fuck up at all. I realized this a long while ago. So I started readjusting the people who are around me because I know that if I'm falling, I want to be held just as I hold others. It won't look exactly the same. It won't be exactly how I would do it. They won't say what I would say and they won't help me the way that I would help them. However, they'll be there. They'll say things that they believe are helping. They will show up. They will be supportive and they will be there for me. So that's the one thing to note here. When I say I show up for you and this is what it looks like and you show up for me and I write it identical in that vow, it's not that it is going to be identical. I say, I love you. I accept you on your good days and bad days. And I expect that you love me and you accept me on my good days and bad days. But how I love and accept someone and how they love and accept someone, they may look different. That's where understanding and connection comes in, right? That's where building that bond deeper comes in. It's okay if how it looks is different, but they're better for fucking sure. Be that level of support. It's very clear to see, right? So it's not about it looking the same as what you give. It's about them giving their love, right? And that's another big lesson that I've learned, right? Like I want it to feel and look this way. So if it doesn't feel and look this way, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I'm at this. I'm at that. Well, hold on. People are only able to give what they know how to give and that they have the ability and the capacity to give. So if you have an expectation of exactly what it looks like in detail, that's where expectations are going to fuck you up. But you can hold people to standards and have boundaries with people and have expectations of them showing the fuck up for you. It's them showing up for you. It's not how they show up for you. Like if they're going to show up for you positively, then they're not going to be degrading you, judging you, talking shit, those sorts of things, right? So you can have an expectation that support looks like love, light, understanding, a safe space. Those are expectations you can completely have. And if anybody tells you that you have to let go of that and you can't have those expectations because humans are humans and people are people, fuck them. You do not have to take shit from people because that's all they're willing to give. But what they want is the best of you. You don't have to give the best of you to people while they give you the bare minimum of all the time where it feels like you never have anybody. And whoever believes that you are just to give and give and give and give. And whatever is coming back from that other side is just what it is. Because, oh, they're going through this. Oh, their life is this. Oh, they've been through that. Oh, the da-da-das. Don't make fucking excuses for people. That is a fucking bullshit. It's a lie. Yes, there are different levels of capacity. And, again, talking about all this stuff this season that people have to give, but it isn't hard to hold a safe space for someone. It isn't hard to be supportive. It isn't hard to be understanding. And it isn't hard to let somebody know that you're there for them and that you got them. And if the people in your world cannot do that for you because of their bullshit and what they've got going on, because they're not whole, then you've got to step back. You've got to release that depth of bond and make that bond a lot more shallow. It can't have that depth if the person on the other side hasn't done the work and doesn't have the capacity, the ability to show up in that relationship, whatever kind of fucking relationship it is. If they don't have it and you are already there and you're already giving it, there is a complete disconnect. There is a complete opposite energy, and you're going to always end up left feeling empty when you need that support and help. And I can only share this with you because I used to surround myself with people that always needed help, that were always in dire need, that were always needing their soul healed. My friends were people that needed soul healing. So day in and day out, my tribe was soul healing. My business was soul healing. And anytime I needed that support and help, I had nothing in that tribe. I could go to my mom. She's my voice of reason. She's always been my main and massively only support when I have broken down. But over the last year, I've really, really pushed my husband to listen, I've got to be able to lean on you. I've got to be able to talk to you. I've got to be able to be open and share anything that I'm feeling, whether it's about you or not about you. I've got to have a safe space with you. I have to have a judgment-free zone. I need to know that I am being loved and honored and valued as who I am, no matter what I'm going through and how I'm showing up with you. You see, it can be your partner that is not giving you that. And I have pushed very, very hard for that because it's very important to me. And I've also made it clear that although I love him and our journey and our life has been quite the fucking journey, that if he can't be that in this marriage, that I won't stay. I wasn't asking him to commit to being that. I wasn't asking him to change on a dime. I'm just saying, if you're not going to go through your own growth and soul journey for yourself first and foremost, then we're not going to make it. Because I need something from my partner, my relationships, my friendships, my, family members, that if they can't give it, then there's just not going to be that depth of bond, including the marriage. So then that comes to a friend, get along, acquaintance bond. And that's okay, He went on his own soul journey and, has done a lot of work, and we're still developing and building. It just took me setting my standards for myself and all the people in my life, and those boundaries that if these standards aren't being met, then I'm going to enforce the boundaries to protect my mind, body, and soul. Because every time you let somebody break through a boundary that you have set, because it's your kid, because it's your mom, because it's your best friend, because it's your husband, that attaches to your mind, body, and soul and now becomes a trauma or a demon or an anxiety or a step of depression. So if I have something to leave you with in this session, it's what's your soul vow? What is your soul vow? What are your standards that you have set for the people in your life and the standards that you have set for yourself? What are those boundaries that you have set that if people in your life are going to push past those and not honor and respect you, that you're out, that is a deal breaker for you? And how are you growing as a person so that you aren't obliterating other people's boundaries while wanting them to keep you in their life? We're going deep this season. We're breaking it out. We're busting through, and we're growing through. So when you say you want support, when you say you want help, when you say you want to shift, when you say you want the change, when you say you're willing to do the work, this episode is really that punch in the gut for you to say, are you sure? How bad do you want it? Because we are about to embark on a next level journey that is so much more powerful than season one, so deep, much deeper than season one, and from a perspective that you're not hearing. You're not hearing from people. You're not reading in books. You're not operating from, and it's going to change your fucking life. So I'm really excited for the episodes to come, and I'm looking forward to hearing what came up for you in this episode. So with that, as I always say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. Give yourself some grace. And it's always about progress, not perfection. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Soul Fire podcast. You being here means the world to me, and I'm grateful for the time that you've dedicated to be here. And by consistently showing up, I firmly believe that you will transform your life. I'm so grateful that you've subscribed and you continue to share with others, spreading my message far and wide, because together we can reach my mission of transforming the lives of 1 million souls on their healing journey. Now, to provide you even more support on your soul healing journey and address any questions you may have, I would like to invite you to join our soul healing community. Simply visit community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com, where you can connect with like-minded women, share your top takeaways, discuss what resonated with your soul, and express your absolute favorite moments from this episode. I can't wait to read them. I'm so freaking excited to create more empowering episodes and continue supporting you. I am sending you so much love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life.